Yeah, no, it's funny, like watching American TV. It's and there's always like the joke is like I'm 1/16 Cherokee, right?
Yeah, it's because everybody in America's a mutt. We all.
Yeah. Well, I just like that joke.
Mm.
It just makes me laugh because like how there's like such a
Who in America doesn't have a great grandmother who was a Cherokee princess?
yeah.
I don't.
Oh, well, okay. So there's you. You.
Like
I got some Mohawks, but not Cherokee. Generally, if you hear Cherokee from a Caucasian here, 9 times out of 10, they're spouting bullshit like Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, well, that's why I said I always like that joke, right? Like 1/16 Cherokee. I'm 1/16 Cherokee. It's like fuck. So am I, just by contact. Like I've been to fucking 4 more powwows and eaten far more bannock and buffalo.
Warren was like 1/1000th or some crap like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty tiny.
You might enough where you say ah.
Sure.
Do you know what it was? Okay.
My dad took a DNA test. He is. Oh my god, I can't remember his great. I don't know. He's got Neanderthal DNA in him.
Oh yeah.
Is he redheaded?
He is not.
Is he left-handed?
He is not. I am.
What's that got to do with Neanderthals?
Neanderthals have a higher rate of left-handedness? I don't know, dude.
They've like pointed arrows at left-handed gene and Neanderthal gene. Same thing with gingers.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a convoluted way to make fun of lefties and gingers.
I don't know if you see it that way, but I don't know. I don't see it as, I think that's cool.
Haven't they suffered enough?
If you've read the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'll know that Neanderthals were the original people on Earth, so like before humans. So.
Well, technically yes, but there were also people before Neanderthals.
No, I mean humans are which were not from Earth.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Yes, got it.
Well, yeah.
That sounds like an alien colonization conspiracy theory.
Yeah, ancient aliens theory. Chariots of the gods.
Oh,
but
what's that theory? Panspermia theory, I believe.
The best people of Spain are most likely like alien because they have.
It was also Star Trek Next Generation Series 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was that thing about the Spanish?
The Basque people in Spain, they have an extremely high percentage of Rh negative, like much higher than the overall human population. So according to the ancient alien theorists, that means they are more likely more closely alien than the rest of us.
Supposedly.
Yeah,
well, I have heard stuff with that Rh negative stuff because it is new.
Yeah.
Like, it is a new mutation.
But I'll have to tell my daughter that she's mutated.
And she'll say, "Well, yeah, look at my dad."
She already says that.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I'm dreading when my kid gets old enough to talk back. Actually, he already does. I'll go into the room. I'll be, "What are you up to?" And he's only 2, right? So I go into the room. I'll go, "What are you up to?" And he just goes, "Bye-bye."
Vicious. Absolutely vicious.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Though talking back to, I have to tell you something about someone I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's way back many years ago when they were also 2, and they were in a Kentucky Fried Chicken. And the parents were saying, "Okay, where are we? What are we eating?" And they went, as a 2-year-old, they said, "Kentucky Fried Chicken." "Well done. Say it again. Where are we? What are we eating?" And he went, "Fucking chicken," at the top of his voice.
He had to get that from somebody.
From somebody. That is a terrifying thought. Your 2-year-old suddenly turns into a teenager.
Shit.
They're great.
You spend the first year teaching them to walk and talk, and the next 17 tell them to sit down and shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely, Michael. I'm getting that as a tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, yeah, ancient aliens. I was gonna say humans are the only creatures to have a chin.
What do you mean by chin?
Yeah, I'm like, well, my dog kind of has a chin. I
No,
don't know.
no. If you were to like look at like the bone structure, like animal man, and Charles knows because he hunts. Think about what like the lower jawbone of like
Oh,
a
you mean
deer or something,
the
or-
mandible, the
Right, the
fact that
mandible
the human
jaw.
is a single bone, but most animals
Right.
it's two bones.
right, and yeah, it's like two kind of shovel scooped things, and we have like a chin, like we have basically a sound box. It's like it gives room to our tongue. Even
Wait, monkeys
Neanderthal,
also have two mandibles?
even Neanderthal.
Oh.
Humans are the only ones to have a chin
Wonder when they got fused.
and our flat face, right? Because you could like take a human skull and you can place it face down. It rests on its nasal bone, the cheekbones, the forehead, the chin, right? It's flat. You know,
Neanderthals isn't?
no,
Oh, less flat.
they have like like yeah, like the forehead is shaped different. They don't have like the high flat forehead like we do. Although their brain is like slightly larger than ours, their skull is shaped totally different. Skull and jaw.
Well, if you
How you
just fueled
do-
the fire of the theory.
It's all about the chin. They genetically altered us so we could talk, right? So we could communicate. And our whole reason for being here is a laboratory would use chemicals and acids to like leach gold out of ore, pure gold out of ore. Well, they just put us here. We don't even know why we love gold so much. It's genetic. We're put here to like basically put all the gold in one area.
Okay.
And they still haven't come to collect it. What assholes.
We're not done. And how do we know? Because we don't know what's in Fort Knox.
Or anywhere else.
In fact, there's a recent thing about
Or-
about the accounting
Knox,
of Fort
probably.
Knox that it's
I'd just
That-
like to point out that as for like expensive metals and worth and value of metals, the top of the Washington Monument was capped with
aluminum.
a metal that was much more valuable than gold.
Yeah,
It
aluminum.
was extremely, yes, aluminum. And
Yeah.
now we freaking throw that crap away all the time.
Mhm.
So it was valuable. Now it's not.
It was valuable because it was hard to process and because it was new. But now we got the processing down. And the best thing about aluminum, the aluminum that we use now is the same aluminum we have used and will use. It's so easy. It's the one thing that is very easy to recycle, and they do. They barely mine new aluminum. Fresh aluminum is not mined barely at all. Just a little
No.
bit, because there's enough of it, they just keep using it. It's so easy to work with.
So all we need is a technological breakthrough like that to where gold is suddenly, in which case, who cares?
Well, the thing is, there'll always be less gold. Because what is it? Everything, I think it's
Well, there is
everything.
less gold.
Okay. I think it's everything up to like, what is it? Like silver?
Iron, I think.
Yeah,
It's pretty low.
It could just be made here on Earth, on planets and stuff.
And it
and
requires
stars.
supernova for gold and other
And then
things. Like
right, and then once you get into gold, it needs a supernova. Right? So there's just less of it. And it does have very unique properties. Even the fact that it's like like bio-friendly, that's why they use gold and titanium on implants, human implants, surgical implants, because it doesn't interact with our biochem. even if you shipwrecks, everything will be covered in like coral and stuff like that, except for gold. The gold doesn't corrode and stuff doesn't grow on it. They just pulled like hundreds of year old gold coins out of shipwreck sediment, and it's still gold. But while you pull out silver, it looks like a bunch of rocks, right? It has like life forms on it, and calcification. That's gold and titanium don't interact so they're great for implants. Gold, of course, is great for electronics. It does have a lot of actual uses. It really, really does. The only problem with gold is that it's so soft, but it's also very malleable to make it into anything you want. Hey, you! Bring back my gold watch.
Yeah.
For those who remember Facts of Life, hey? Session 18.
Yeah, so what are we up to now?
Session 18. You guys, last left off, you're at Xanthal's Keep, not Zenthal Keep, Xanthal's.
Xanthos.
Unrelated. Trust me, it is. This keep on the Sword Coast that has become like a small village and community. Travelers often will rest there, spend the night there, take shelter there. But you guys did. There's like a keep and a local kind of militia. It's literally just a keep with some cottages built around it, right? Like it's, there's only at most 300 people live here. Kind of like Neath Park. Okay. You guys were here seeking shelter when there was an alarm went up that there was coming from the west. So again, in between, from direction of the ocean, the coast, there was a frost giant with phalanx of hobgoblin soldiers and some ogres with strange apparati strapped upon their back, to which they would launch goblins towards the keep. Most of them just splatting against the walls or the buildings or the door. A couple people Anyways, you guys were doing kind of checking them out and trying to figure out kind of what to do with this when Silence went to investigate some noise that she thought she heard coming from the stables.
Yes,
She walked past, snuck past your guys' wagon, tucked under a carport, like a roof and some posts where there's a couple wagons and some bales. She was going to the proper stable. She noticed that the doors were ajar. When she peeked in, she noticed on the far wall was a black-haired dwarf with a wicked gleam in his eye, surrounded by a dozen bugbears, 2 of which were on the ground dead. The animals within the stables were kind of nervous and stuff and nickering with the battle going on. The Silence cast hypno spell there. Yeah, incapacitated the majority of the bugbears. The dwarf fled out into the night. He took his chance to get away. You guys ended up fighting the bugbears. Your companions came to help. You guys dispatched all the bugbears but 4. 3 of which ran towards the eastern gate, opposite from which the giants came. Right? Giant came from the west. They climbed over the eastern gate to get out of there, and you guys have the fourth bugbear lying on the ground, under the magical effect of Silence's sleep spell. Farai has his call lightning up in the sky, and Cloud is out tormenting the giant and the ogres and hobgoblins. 3 of which are now dead because of that call lightning spell.
Oh, lightning. Yeah.
But the hobgoblins are stupid. They like move back. Everybody roll me an wisdom insight check, please. Oh, by the way, y'all have your special inspiration for the session too, which 18 sessions and no one has ever used. So there you go.
Remind me, it's like it's just advantage, right?
Insight.
Pardon me?
17.
Remind me how it works again.
It's just a reroll. I don't. The book is inspiration gives you advantage, but I just say if you like fudge a roll and you're like, man, I really want to make that, I'm going to use my inspiration. You can just roll again.
Okay.
I got it.
I'll try to remember that for when I roll 1.
Carl got a 7.
A Cloud?
Did
I hear 8. 8?
Yes,
Farai? What did you
Uh,
get for your insight?
I got. Do I have insight? Yeah, I have insight. We're level 6, so it's +3 for proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I rolled a 3 on the dice, so 9.
Okay. Nicodemus?
I got a 17.
And Silence.
Sorry, I was disappearing in and out of existence. What are we doing?
Oh, I asked for
Insight
a
check.
wisdom insight roll. So roll the
Wisdom.
d20, add your wisdom bonus, and your insight is a skill. So if you're proficient, add your proficiency bonus. If you are not, add your jack of all trades, which is a +2. I think she went out again.
Well, she's still showing on the up on Zoom, but that she may be having issues.
Hello.
Yes.
Oh, there you are. What'd you roll for your insight?
Hang on a minute. Ooh, 11.
11? Okay. So anyways, you guys are there with the sleeping bugbear laying outside or laying on the ground in the kind of whatever you want to call it, like the bailey or the courtyard area of the keep. The stable doors are open, so the dim light from inside, from the lanterns inside the stable, is spilling out into the night and shining like illuminating a rectangle of light around this slumbering bugbear. And the other 3 bugbears ran off over the eastern gate, and the dwarf took off somewhere into the night. Anything anyone would like to do?
Or how close are the hobgoblins? Are they still coming at us?
No.
Okay.
How does
They're gonna.
Well, has anyone got rope? Has anyone got rope? We should probably tie up this bugbear before it wakes up.
Ryan, There's a
Yeah.
coil of rope. There's a coil of rope and a large leather sack on the ground, kind of nearby, anyways, as if someone had
Okay.
dropped it.
All right, I'm gonna take a start tying up the bugbear then, carefully so that he doesn't wake up while I'm doing it.
Roll me an intelligence sleight of hand.
Gar
Okay.
would be looking over the area and checking his for his party companions
I'm still concentrating on call lightning, by the way, just in case.
Okay.
as far as how they're looking, if they're bleeding, if they're hurt, crawling, whatever their condition is. He's going to be trying to of the ones he can see from where he come down off the wall to go towards the stable.
I would say pretty much everyone is kind of like Nicodemus, Silence, and Far Eye are all pretty much in the same area. Cloud is the only one who isn't in this immediate area.
Okay, and do I see all three of them?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can see that Far Eye is down on the ground tying up a slumbering bugbear, as Nicodemus and Silence are kind of looking on to the night or whatever.
Do they look pretty battered from my perception as far as Nicodemus, Far Eye, and Silence?
Far Eye didn't take a hit, so she's probably all right.
On a scale
Well,
of
it's
1
okay.
to 5, I'm at about a 23.
So yeah, that'd be a 12 for the sleight of hand.
Okay. You tie him up in what you think is an adequate job.
Okay. Because my intelligence is -1, so we'll see.
I would like, while he's tying him up, I'd like to stick my hands in there a little bit and make sure he's got no daggers or anything. Just kind of loot his body, get rid of anything useful, like take his shield off, unstrap his shield from his arm, toss it over to the side, disarm him. Coin purse.
Okay.
Like that.
Roll me a wisdom, perception, or intelligence investigation, either way.
I'll take perception. And that'll be a 16 total.
Okay. You are able to find, all of his, whatever, his eating knife and whatever else that you think he might be able to, which is, kind of a lot. He had kind of, he's a bugbear, right? So he had, sharp rocks and bits of metal and just things, right? Just a lot of things that you thought would be possible.
How long does sleep last?
I don't remember if it's a minute or 10 minutes, but it's easy enough to wake up if you want to.
Well, I'll head up to have another look around, make sure no one else is coming, because
Okay.
want to make sure that we've not got more people coming. So I'm going to go up and take a look around and see if up on the gatehouse and see if I can see anyone else approaching.
Okay. You can because like I said, it is just a keep. So you can go over to the wall, climb back aboard.
Yeah.
When one of the local militia guys sees you coming up, he, sees you come up and he kind of gives you an update as soon as he, recognizes you. And he says, "It looks like that they're neither coming forward or falling back. They keep on feinting an approach, but..." And, Cloud. is out there harrying the giant. But it doesn't look like that they're like I mean, like the hobgoblins are shooting arrows and stuff like that, and these guys are shooting back. But it's, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of a
Yeah.
Almost
Like, no
almost like a diversion.
okay. Roll an insight for me again, Garl.
14.
How did the bugbears get in?
Well, we didn't go and inspect or look to see. We just went and engaged, and there they are. The other, we have 3 that ran off, so one might think that wherever they ran to is maybe possibly the way they got in.
And they just went
Okay.
over the eastern gate back outside the keep.
Oh, okay.
But Garl got a 14 on his insight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I heard that.
All right. I wasn't sure.
I don't know. That's a situation. What do you guys want to do? Like,
Well, Garl will move up to the bugbear, take out his dagger.
Can you double check that rope first, Carl? Make sure.
No, Garl's just going to go and pull out his dagger, go up to the bugbear, and on the bugbear's head, where his hair is kind of long, if he's not wearing a
oh yeah, he's shaggy.
if he's not wearing a helmet, he'll go ahead and cut the hair down so you have almost like an embossment, and he's going to cut the hair so it says Gnomes Rule.
I missed the last 3 words. You're gonna what?
Cut the
Is
hair,
what?
so he's going to cut the hair
Yeah.
with his
the
dagger,
Yeah.
And spelling out Gnomes Rule.
Oh, Gnomes Rule. Okay, that's what it was. Gnomes Rule. Okay.
That's what Garl's doing.
You've roll me a
I probably should have sleight of hand. No, if he's trying not to
that's what I'm
wake him
gonna say.
up.
I was gonna say a dexterity sleight of hand.
Who?
You
Garl?
Garl.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
as you're
That shouldn't be too bad.
carving the no.
Because he does have that skill.
Either that or stealth, but I think sleight of hand makes sense.
That will be a 19.
Oh yeah, yeah. You do such a nice job. He doesn't even wake up.
Mm.
He's still slumbering away, snoring
Okay.
loudly with his mouth open in the dirt. Quite big bugbears are.
What's the as a quick reminder? What's the makeup of the construction around here? Is it stone or is it
Oh yeah,
wood?
it's a keep. The stables, the stables are like stone foundation, but a wooden building.
Okay.
But yeah, it is a keep. So it has like the central keep and the stone walls.
Okay.
Yeah. There are wooden cottages here and there, but
Yeah, just wondering. May make a difference on where Garl chooses to try to hide.
oh, there's a lot of stonework because it is like a keep.
But that's what he's up to. As he's doing it, he'll be looking up around. What does he notice of his companions other than Far Eye going up to the wall. Does he notice Nicodemus or in silence doing something unique? I know he can't see Cloud because Cloud's out.
Yeah, Cloud's
Forward. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're doing. Maybe they're kissing. That's why they're so quiet.
I don't know.
Pooping.
Nicodemus, if you're saying something, you're muted.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Let's I'll get out of the way as you're taking the dagger to the bugbear's throat, and
no, it's not to his throat. His head to his head.
He shaved Gnome's rule in his head, in his hair on his head.
Slap him, wake him up.
Okay.
And maybe hold up a little shiny mirror or something. Well, I don't think I have a mirror though.
Thieves Kit has one. Can't remember what else has one.
I don't have a mirror. I have a shield.
I think a makeup kit.
Makeup kit would, I would think.
Or disguise kit or whatever it's
I ain't
called.
got one of those either. I have a breastplate though that's really something.
Oh, for sure. Especially if you have like a thaumaturgy or something as well too, you could shine it up or whatever. Easy. Bing. He kind of like he does like the sleep apnea choke, and he kind of and he rolls over to like onto his back, but his hands are tied, I assume, behind him.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Yeah.
Okay. So when he goes to roll over, and that's when he realizes, like, waking up, that his hands are tied, and that's when he opens his eyes at kind of a start, and he sees you all, and he, sees the gnome with a dagger, and he sees Nicodemus kind of standing over him, and like I said, the light shining out of the stable is shining right onto your breastplate and him, and he could see himself, but he only takes a quick glance at like his reflection when he looks you in the eye, Nicodemus, and his glance goes over to the gnome who is like and Far Eye. And he says something. Does anyone speak Goblin?
I do believe Garl does. Let me just double check, because I think he was talking to her greenness. Yes. Actually, no, he doesn't. Oh, I thought he did. No, he doesn't.
Snigbit probably spoke common though.
Yeah, she actually did.
Yeah, that's how I wooed her. In common.
He was hanging out with the giant. Surely got to know something. Right?
Okay.
Hang on. So I'm kind of torn because I have tongues prepared, but if I cast it, I think that means I need to drop Call Lightning.
Well, you're up on the wall anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but what's Silence doing? Does she speak Goblin? Please, Silence. Oh, Silence, don't be silent.
Hang on a minute. I have Comprehend Languages as a spell.
Let's check Comprehend Languages. I can't remember what it does.
I think you can understand but not speak. I think
that's pretty much the gist.
I think that that's the difference between Comprehend Languages and tongues. Because Comprehend Languages is it will do spoken languages, I think, but it's usually done for text, right? If you're reading like a book in a weird language, you cast comprehend languages. Because why would you cast tongues? You don't got to talk. You're just reading, right? I think that's what it's for. Like it does do languages, but you can't talk.
It's verbal and comprehend languages is written only. But I think you can speak and understand. You can speak and
No,
understand with
comprehend languages says
with comprehend
okay,
languages,
you
or
read it, Ryan.
understand the what? Oh,
Read it, Ryan.
you understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
Understand.
You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written. Takes about 1 minute to read a page text. Doesn't decode secret messages. So yes, you can understand him. You can speak. You can't
Right.
speak Goblin now.
Do you want to cast that silence?
Well, might as well just to figure out what on earth he said.
Okay. So, how do you do this? How do you cast this spell?
Yeah, what does it look like?
What do you do? What does it look like?
Let's see. It's
Paint a picture for us. That's what
It's
I
a
pay
ritual, so I need a pinch of soot and a bit of salt. Shouldn't be too hard to find.
for. Very easy component. Yeah, you got that for sure. You're also a bard. I think you can
Yeah.
replace any material component with like
Music.
either
Yeah.
with a performance of some type. Like I think your musical instrument is your casting focus. Right? Am I correct?
Okay, yeah.
I haven't played a bard really.
Me neither.
Okay. Well, I'll play a little tune on my flute to the same tune as the guy speaking. So I get myself into the rhythm of voice of what it is.
Okay. So you start making your flute kind of growl and snuffle with his
All right.
voice when he says "Ah!" when he looks at you guys with the weapon. And you cast your spell. And he looks at you, sees you casting, but this time his words intermingle with the remnants of the song in your head, and you understand what he says. And he says, "That's right. Kill me with your magic. What are you waiting for?" As he looks at all of you. And he says, "Kill me if you're going to kill me. Are you that much of cowards? You can't even kill me? I'm tied up. You hold a knife in your hand?
Well,
you are casting spells?
to understand what you got to say, you schmuck.
You have shiny breastplate? And you smell
Yeah,
like liquor?
You see that? You see that? You see right there that picture? I point at it. You see that? Unless you'd like worse to happen to you, you're going to answer our freaking questions. How did you
Your
all get in
breath
here?
reeks of cheap wine.
It ain't cheap, buddy. It's good.
You don't know what he's saying.
Oh, I don't. I'll do myself then.
But he does talk to you when you talk to him. That's what he says. He says something, and you hear that.
Is
You
he
hear
on
that
his?
silence.
Is he on his belly? Is he on his belly with his back up to the sky?
No, he's kind of rolled over. He's kind of on his side, kind of with his arms tied behind his back. Because he rolled over on his back and realized he's tied, so he's kind of like on his side.
With him muttering and sputtering and Garl not understanding, Garl will jump onto him.
By the way, I'm just to be clear, I'm alternating between watching what's happening outside the keep and watching what's happening here.
But
outside the keep, it's pretty much like a stalemate right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and then back to Garl and you guys. What group A?
Garl will have one leg like around on the side of his chest, the other leg on the side of his back, and he'll be sitting on his shoulder. and he'll be in common saying, "Speak, speak, you ugly oaf! Look at your head! I've tagged you. You're mine.
Silence,
The giant slayer."
Silence, you hear him say, "Get off me! You're so tiny! I shit more!" And as he like kind of shakes his arm to kind of dislodge the gnome, like you can stay on or whatever. It doesn't really matter because it would just be like whatever. If he really wanted you off, it'd be like a post grapple. But right now he's just kind of.
So he understands calling but can't speak it. Is that, am I understanding that correctly?
No.
Okay.
Who said that?
Sorry, I thought you said he answered.
Okay, listen. He speaks Goblin. Silence can understand him.
Okay.
I'm talking for her purposes. You guys just know he's snarling and spitting at you guys.
Yep, and that's why Darl, when he just reacted the way he did, and he's speaking in common, hoping that whoever that would be around will hear his soliloquy.
I just looked up tongues, and it's actually not concentration. So if I can cast it on one of you, it's a touch spell though. So if we want to do that, then we can do that, and you'll be able to speak as well.
Well, we just need to manage our resources. This is not going to be the end of the fight.
I know. Just a suggestion here.
So far, I shouts down, "Well, I could cast tongues if you really wanted me to, but you know."
What's our Garl will holler up? What's our fellow Cloud doing? Haven't heard or seen him in a while.
He's harrying the giant from above. That's what he's doing, right?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm relying on your interpretation.
If he's there, he can. If he's here, he can put his 2 cents in.
Yeah, I'm over here just relying upon your eyesight. Your eyesight to describe the scene to us on the ground that we can't see.
Yeah, I'll keep updating. I'll keep updating you guys on what's going on then.
Okay,
every so often.
Ryan, roll me a perception, please. Wisdom perception.
Okay.
With disadvantage. Because it's like nighttime.
Okay.
And outside it's not lit.
Can I use the inspiration to cancel disadvantage?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I rolled that 20. So 26.
You see coming from what would be the south side, your left, outside, in the distance, in the blackness, but like you can see coming around, because you're on the wall.
Yeah.
So you can see on the left, coming around that south side of the keep, like, and I don't mean like close by, like they're not hugging the wall, like they're like, so I would say that they're like, you know, like a couple 200-300 feet out away from you where you are, but you spot them way out in the darkness. It looks like the 3 other bugbears. You see them running, and they're running out towards to the west where the giant is.
Okay. Update the party on what's going on.
So, roll me a wisdom insight, Ryan. In fact, everybody can roll wisdom insight again. Everybody can.
Everybody.
Because if Ryan shouts down, he says, "Hey, I see those bugbears. Looks like they're running out to the west." Everybody can roll an insight again.
Oh, got a 15.
21 total.
Ditto on that 15 with the gnome.
Hey, I got a 22.
It dawns on everybody. The picture becomes clear to everybody.
Oh, shit.
The giant and the hobgoblins and the ogres and stuff to the west probably aren't gonna attack. It was all probably a distraction for those that's when you see the bugbears, you realize, oh, they're running out they're meeting up with they're going back to their boss.
How did the bugbears get in here? Why do I
They
talk
simply
like
climbed over the walls, the eastern
Yeah.
gate, the eastern gates. They're bugbears, don't forget. They're very nimble and athletic. It's no big deal for them to fucking climb over a keep's walls. Really isn't. Yeah. And they're stealthy. They're known for their stealth, their quickness, their nimbleness, their ferocity. And like I said, you tied this guy up. There was a rope and a sack there.
What's in the sack?
An empty sack. Because you guys think about it, that's the giant and everything. That's probably a distraction for the bugbears to sneak in. They were here to get something or someone. After all, they were fighting that dwarf, that black-haired dwarf with a mad gleam in his eye.
Let's find him. Find the dwarf. Bring me the dwarf.
Do you guys remember now?
I don't know if anyone except I don't know
I
if
remember
anyone
Nick
except Silas.
Because I know
Huh?
even Nicodemus was asking anytime we'd see a dwarf, he's like, does he have a mad gleam in his eye?
Oh my god!
Farah,
we were supposed to. Fuck! I need to take notes.
Farah never saw the dwarf though, so yeah. Well, anyway.
No, but
yeah, I realized that it was a distraction, but
It
yeah.
suddenly dawns on him that was a dwarf with a mad glare in his eye, and Nicodemus suddenly just looks up, goes, "Dwarf with a mad gleam in his eye," and then goes off running around the keep looking for him. And he went, "Have you seen where that dwarf went? Have you seen a dwarf?"
okay.
Is that the same dwarf that left me for dead with the bugbears?
Yep. Same one.
Behind me. Yes,
Bit
that
of a
one.
weird thing to do.
The one that was working in the stable.
Yes.
The one that your one buddy up in Bryn Shander was looking for. He said a dwarf with a mad gleam in his eye, and then there was also those two bounty hunters who they said that they were from Mirbar, and they were looking. They showed you guys actually a wanted poster of a black stringy-haired dwarf with a mad gleam in his eye.
Oh, to be honest,
What
I couldn't
wanted?
notice. I was staring up the bugbears.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's okay. That's cool.
What was
So
wanted for?
basically, the giant force everything is a distraction. Once the bugbears tell them, hey, bro, this ain't going to work. We got busted and whatever. Well, I'm sure the bugbears will be like beaten to a pulp. Well, they could probably get away. They're pretty smart.
Mhm.
But they leave. They leave. Consider this giant part. You guys can decide what you're going to do. I'm going to have a bio. But in the meantime, Ryan's going to pee his panties. Everybody take your take 7th level.
Awesome.
Okay.
Hey, that's a
And
7.
don't. Now, all I'll say is like because it is like there's no time to rest to do it, but you guys could still take 7th level right here with that epiphany. You guys could take 7th level.
That's 4th level spells. Oh my god!
Indeed.
Okay, I was just gonna say,
But
the
I don't
only
get
thing you're not gonna have is your spell known prepared. That's
Yeah.
pretty much like
Makes sense.
the new prepared spell because there's no time to prepare a spell. But you can write it down and stuff like that, but just keep it in the meantime that until you guys get a rest, you won't have that spell to prepare for.
Okay.
Okay? Because we're not even going to take a short rest. I'm just giving you guys a level and then have a bio and then we'll continue if you guys want to. Now you guys kind of.
Apparently, I don't have any like bonus spells for the cleric at 4th level.
I thought you did.
I thought I did too. It's just, well, at least it's not showing. It says I only got 1, and it doesn't have any like
What are you, trickery?
Yeah.
I'll look here if I can.
Oh, never mind. I do. I have Dimension Door and Polymorph.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Polymorph.
Oh my
That'd be fun.
And Dimension Door? I'm
Yeah.
suddenly bad, dude.
In fact, and for
Yeah.
Cloud's sake, the giant actually has on him. I rolled, and he actually, if he's going to get harried to the point where he's going to get killed, he just goes improved invisibility, and he'll either go orangutan or escape. That's what happens to the giant. The giant eventually just goes
I'll
blanks out.
summon my wolves and they'll just chase them down.
Well, they'll get pummeled with 5 ogres and 6 hobgoblins. Wolves won't
Yeah.
stand a chance in a giant. It's just a bunch of whatever we can, but they just go back out west, right to the coast, and then I don't know because the module doesn't really explain where they come from exactly. It just says a frost giant who's out for his own. So
Apparently, that's all I
don't
get.
make me write a whole backstory. But yeah, you guys take your 7th level. Just try not to cast spells that you guys are writing down right now because you'll have to prepare them later.
I had not prepared any new spell.
Do we get our domain spell straight away?
Yeah, that's what you get, the domain spell. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I would say yeah. Because
So
that
we
is,
can
that's a domain. Because
yeah.
it never says you don't. It says they're always prepared or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. So I can cast Ice Storm or Control Water. Or that's what stuff I want to.
Oh, those suck. Don't you wish you were trickery
Yeah,
now?
What?
I got Dimension Door and Polymorph.
Yeah, well, I got at 3rd level at the at 5th level I got Call Lightning and Sleet Storm. So Call Lightning's like really good, especially for Tempest Quirks who can maximize their damage divinity. But yeah,
You see, at this moment, you could cast Call Lightning, and then I could polymorph you into a giant ape, into King Kong, and you can maintain your concentration on it, and then go in there and just beat the crap out of something. And if they hit you, you can still Wrath of the Storm back at them. If they hit you in giant.
Oh
ape
yeah, that's good. We can do that. Sure. I think giant ape is CR8 though. Maybe.
No, giant ape is CR7. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
Tyrannosaurus Rex at CR8. Which, by the way, what saving throw is polymorph? I don't have my PHP handy. Is it a wisdom saving throw? Is it a con saving throw?
Well, I can choose to fail it if we're making this plan, right?
It's
Yeah,
a
I'm
wisdom
assuming
saving throw.
Pass. It's a wisdom saving throw? Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
wisdom.
Giants generally aren't very wise. I could always just polymorph a giant into a, I don't know, turtle. squirrel.
Well,
You know, you can't kill it, but I have a hunting trap that I could then put it in, and you know,
for an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be good for getting away from stuff, but yeah. Or you could polymorph the giant into a turtle, and then grab it, dimension door 500 feet up, and then dimension door let go and dimension door 500 feet down.
Yeah, well, see, I only got one 4th level spell slot, and that's 3 4th level spells. So,
and that's making the assumption that the opponent's not going to fight you.
Well, I mean, if I turn into a turtle, I don't give a shit. It can fight me all it wants.
Pick you up, throw you in a pot, and make turtle soup.
Yeah, but as soon as he dies, he then reverts back to
he reverts back to his normal form once he dies. So.
Yeah, but you're still in when you revert back to your normal form, you're still in a boiling pot of water or oil.
Or at least his toe is. I mean, how big is mine as opposed to how big freaking cauldron I got cooking, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he still take some damage, sure. Yeah, I think polymorph is best used for polymorphing your allies.
Yeah, allies, yeah.
Rather than turning your foes into something. Simply because it's only an hour. They're going to revert back. It's just a delay.
I mean, when it's used on your foes, it's more like a remove from the combat for a bit spell.
Yeah. Well, for an hour. It lasts an hour. But still.
I mean, you could remove something big like a giant from the combat while you deal with its minions.
Yeah, while you deal with another giant.
Yeah.
Or something, you know? But it's concentration, so you can't be, you know, like... It's handy, it's nice, but yeah, I do like the idea of turning you into a giant ape. Ooh, I could turn Garl.
Or you could turn into a chicken, and that would really confuse the foe.
I could turn myself into a giant ape. Because I could use the giant ape's con modifier as my, you know...
Yeah.
Which is better than mine, I'm assuming.
Giant apes have a con of 18, so...
That's +4. It's better than mine. So I have my concentration checks.
Yeah. And if you take Warcaster level 8, unless you already have it, then you'd have advantage on that check as well.
If I do that route, where I make myself into a giant ape, then I might. But even then, it wouldn't be a giant ape. I'd turn myself into, stats of a giant ape, but I would, reskin it to look like, I don't know, something else.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone checked out the Unearthed Arcana on the class feature variants?
A little bit.
I have not.
Oh. What did you think, Charles?
Interesting, but I definitely want more time to digest them. Some of them, I think some of them could end up being a little OP in certain situations, but that's why I say I'd have to sit down and digest a little more.
And I've read it, and I've watched some YouTube video things on it, and and the actual Wizards of the Coast stuff. And in my opinion, I really don't think it does overpower anything.
I think it can, and I watched the one Wizards of the Coast vid with Jeremy Crawford.
Yeah.
And even he said that there's some of them that they're already even before they had the not poll but feedback or whatever you want to call it. out that when they do come out to official, that they were going to change some things on a few of them.
Oh yeah, no doubt things will be changed, but I really like the thought of some of them were things like sorcerers and warlocks and even wizards, right? Is that they're like what you can like change out like cantrip flexibility. You can change out a cantrip when you whatever it is, like gain a level, or they just have like if you're a battle master, you can like because there's a lot of times where they didn't say that, where it almost seems like you should be able to, right? It's like
Yeah.
That's the stuff I like is where they just give you the okay to say, hey, if you want to swap something out now and then go for it. This is the way we kind of suggest at the rate you do it at or the point you do it at. Or
There's no problem with changing out your cantrips. I mean, your first level, you
right.
get cantrips. I mean, they're like 10 levels later, for the love of God,
Yeah.
I'm going to stick with these same cantrips the whole time.
Or I always thought about like
the one part with the battle master where they were talking about changing out maneuvers is where I start looking at it is that it could get OP because when you first created your concept, you thought that these were great, and now because you see something else that may work better for you, you're going to take the opportunity to change that. I'm not totally against it, but I can see where it could get abused.
And in the Battle Master one, specifically, you can change out one maneuver, a long rest. And they say that has to do with like just your they even talk about fighter and their fighting styles. That you can change your fighting style every long rest. Because it has to do with your it has to do with your focus on what you're gonna do for the day. On how you prep everything from how you prep your gear.
Man,
that's really good. I like it.
Well, I'm not really a fan of it because I don't think
it changes a damn thing. You still only get one.
Yeah, but it changes your character in ways.
I mean, you go from you could completely alter your character concept by just changing your body.
We're out of the woods. Now we're at the Dungeon of Doom. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to go protection style and you go to sword and board.
Yeah. Instead of, we're out in the woods. I'll go with archery,
Right.
I'm mounted, so I'll use the great weapon thing for my lance.
Oh, and then they also have a new fighting style in there. And it was basically your fighting style is you choose a battle master maneuver and you get to do it every short rest.
Ooh, wow. That's nice.
And that was probably martial flexibility. Or I can't remember that one's called, but that it's
martial flexibility. It's martial flexibility.
I didn't fucking mind any of it because the point is you still only get one.
Yeah, but how you start a campaign. And to me, how you start the campaign, the concept of the character, and especially like on maneuvers, those are trained things. How do you change from one that you never had and know it well enough to implement it just after a long rest?
Spellcasters and spells.
There again, spellcasters and spells. There are certain things about them. A wizard's locked into his spell.
A wizard goes, I'm 7th level. I'm just going to write down 2 4th level spells in my book.
Yeah, but he's locked. He's locked into his spell book. The only a really loose one is a sorcerer who just innately pulls into the weave of the magic, and so I can kind of live with that.
When they level,
I think they can change one, but they also allow them to change cantrips too now, right? Because nowhere did it say like I don't know.
No, I mean,
and don't forget, like I said, it is Unearthed Arcana class variants. So we're
Yeah.
such a long way from talking about it like it's rules. I just think it was a neat creation because to me that reminded me a lot of the stuff that we did in like second edition and third edition. You know, it just does.
Oh my
It
God.
really does for some reason. It just gives more of that flexibility that like I don't know. It is like wow. I said if I were to play if like our new tabletop game, I would be like not afraid to like use them at all because it doesn't change anything. You still only get one.
In second
Doesn't
edition, we used our clerics as spell points. So you just like add up how many spell points they had, so they could cast 100 first level spells or only a couple higher level spells.
Right.
And then there was no spells known or anything. It was just because the concept of a cleric was they simply prayed and
Right.
things happened. So they would just
Yeah.
have the spell list open and just like, hey, I want to cast this spell at this instance. There was no, I have these memorized
Yeah.
for the day or this, it was
Yeah.
completely open to whatever the cleric wanted to do. And that made them pretty powerful. Most people say clerics are the least powerful class.
But you have to admit that is a powerful way of doing it.
It is.
Here's your point pool and here's your spell list. Now have at her.
Yeah.
That is a powerful way.
And it was just a class spell
Yeah.
list. It wasn't, any limitation.
Yeah.
It,
No, I
Because
remember
God-
that. I remember that from like the optional, the black and gold books or whatever they were.
Yeah. We did
Yeah.
crap like
Right at the end of second edition. Yeah, we got into those two and spell points and all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. Class variants to me, I didn't find any of it overkill. Some of the actual class features, like they're actually changing. Like instead of like as a barbarian, instead of this, you get this or whatever. Those I don't know about yet. I haven't quite even thought about them. But just a lot of the kind of switcheroo stuff where you can just like the enhancements, I guess, or whatever they call it. I don't know. Anyways,
So,
everybody get their guy done. Kath, you need some
Yeah.
help or anything, or
No, I think I've got it so far.
yeah, you got your. I don't even know what bards get, so I'm no good.
I get nothing when I hit 7th. It's the 8th
you
where
get
something
hit,
comes in.
you get
Yeah, I
hit
think
points
you-
and you get spells.
Yeah, spell slots.
Yeah,
And
fourth
hit
level spell,
points.
pretty much. Boom.
I get 1 4th level spell. I guess I missed the HP thing.
No, you should get
Yeah.
5 hit points
You
plus your
get,
con modifier.
5 points con mod, yeah.
5 what mods?
What is
Five
your
plus your
constitution modifier?
My constitution is 14 and the modifier is +2.
Okay,
Yeah.
a
So,
+2 modifier, and bards roll a d8. So you start with maximum, so you have 10 at first, and then for the other 6 levels, you should have 7 hit points a level. So that's
42,
7 times
52
6 is
total.
42, 52 hit points you should have, maximum.
So 52 right now.
52 max, yeah. That's what your hit points should be for 7th level bard with
All
a
right.
14 con. Yeah. Did
have
that
7 more
help
hit
you or
points than I
hinder
do.
you?
No, that helped. That helped. Made things a lot more efficient.
And why? What's yours, Nicodemus?
I have a max of 45. Do I get those extra 6 hit points, or am I still at my normal hit point total to where I was damaged?
Oh
'Cause-
no! You can get your. You actually can gain your new hit points.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
29 total then now at the
Yeah.
moment, but max is 45.
I'm my max is 56.
You guys are toughies.
I'm at
Toughen
45
up.
until I go great ape on you. I think I'd go
Yeah.
like great goat man. Like, yeah, how about that? Instead of a giant ape, I'd be a giant goat man.
So are
If
we
you-
taking max hit points or are we taking average?
Average. That's what I did.
thought. That's what I did. That's what I was thinking.
That's what I did. So, we got this dwarf that's working for the Giants.
currently running around screaming my heads off. Have you seen the dwarf? Have you seen the dwarf?
Most of the attention is either like, or most of the people are either commoners and they're in hiding, or they're militia and they're on the western wall.
Did we get the name of those bounty hunters?
Garl will, while he's sitting on the bugbear with his dagger, he'll go ahead and on the bugbear, if the bugbear's shoulder is bare of armor, the side of his shoulder was top of his arm, he'll carve into the skin, bringing blood, kind of making a real rough, gritty tattoo, where he'll put a eye, heart, gnomes, and goblins.
Okay, I heart gnomes and goblins.
When he goes back to the
bite you.
When he goes back to
he'll steamroll you off of him. He'll literally just log roll.
All right.
You can roll off and stuff, but he'll just he's like kind of like kick. He's like causing a ruckus, right? Like he's like thrashing around and kicking. He's not laying there silent just because I am. He's like swearing and spitting at you guys and kicking and rolling and daring you guys to kill him. Call you guys every dirty name in the book.
But I don't understand him.
What's that, Ryan?
The giant's gone, right? It's just this guy, right?
Yeah, giant even goes invisible. Yeah, it's this guy. Yeah.
Do we want to talk? Do we want to talk to him, or let him go, or what? I could talk to him if we need to.
Well, Garl can't talk to him. Garl's going to make the use out of him as best that he can. But if someone can talk to him and understand this gibberish, then that's an option. But as far as Garl's concerned, he don't care.
I'm saying, who does anyone want to talk to him, or should we just kill him?
Garl doesn't want to kill him.
Yeah, what
you don't
killing
just
him
kill
bring?
a tied-up, helpless prisoner.
There's not much honor into that. Garl just wants to make his life miserable by tagging him, and then if he goes back to the bugbears, he'll be the laughing stock of the bugbears, walking around with "I love gnomes" in his head and "I love gnomes and goblins" on his arm. The ridicule
probably lie
he'll
about
have
what
to
it
stand
says
up.
and say it just says deliveries on Tuesday.
What's up to you guys? I can cast tongues on anyone to let them speak to him, so I'm probably not the best person to speak to if we do want to speak to him.
Well, he's got nothing much to say to us besides go ahead, kill me. So it's not like we're going to get much conversation out of him. I do prefer the carving the insult on his arm, because that would be funnier.
I guess it depends on how persuasive you can be.
I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't be persuasive. I would just say, what kind of a way to win a bounty was that, you idiot? Flinging goblins against a wall. So definitely not me talking.
You guys are making me need Nicorette.
Dwarf! Has anybody seen a stringy-haired dwarf? Where did he go? Master Dwarf, I need to speak to you. I have whiskey.
That might work.
Did I-
Letting you have whiskey.
Did I see the dwarf? Did I see the dwarf, by the way? I don't think I saw him, did I?
No, he ran kind of east somewhere. He ran that way up the little, like, not street, hesitate to call it a street, but
Nicodemus,
He's gotta be-
I don't think you'll find him. I think he's gone.
Check the whole keep, every rook and nook and cranny, asking people, "Hey, do you see the dwarf? Where'd he go?"
We know what it looks like. We can one of us can prepare clairvoyance tomorrow, and we can see where he is.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, one of us most definitely has seen his face. Me.
And and we have the bounty thing as well. If we want to track him down, we can do it easy enough.
I say that's a good idea.
But if he's
so from what I got from that, you guys are gonna A, do nothing but keep your eye out for him. You're B, gonna search him down all night. C, you're gonna wait till morning. I'm not sure.
I'll just check the keep. I'm just going to check the keep and see if anybody tells me if they saw him or where he went.
There's a start.
Roll me like an
investigation.
investigation.
Sorry about that. That's the dog. That was the dog.
Well, I hope so.
That's the
Ah,
6
Joey.
die.
If it
and-
wasn't, you should take your cat to the vet. Doesn't sound good.
Oh, your brother, he's got a terrible cough.
Okay, I'm sorry. How much
Total.
Nicodemus?
Total 17.
Ooh. Is anyone going along with Nicodemus, or is it
I'll go. I'll go with him.
okay? Because I hate describing a scene and suddenly I find out that's not the way it was because everybody else was there or whatever. Okay. So, Farai, you see Nicodemus kind of go east, kind of looking around, still with his short sword in his hand, and the proverbial flask in the other one. And you kind of jog over and catch up to him. And he says in his kind of, go like voice that he's looking around. You guys are kind of, it's barren, like it's abandoned. Like, think about it. You're a commoner in a keep, and all of a sudden there's a giant and hobgoblins and shit attacking. It's got, goblins flying through the air. You're getting out of there, right? Except around one little tiny shanty cottage, just made up of like scrap lumber and stuff. And you can just see like the lantern light through the cracks in the planks of the scrap wood and the thatched roof. Around the corner by the proverbial rain barrel is a child about 5 years old, just standing in a long tunic that's like just a commoner, just a tunic, legs and feet wrapped in cloth, tied with cord. Little kid's just standing there, kind of half hiding, half looking at you guys in wonder. You can't even tell if it's a boy or a girl. It's at that age, that 5-year-old, a human. And it just sees you guys and is just watching you guys in wonder, kind of with its hand up to its mouth. Not scared, just in wonder, in awe of like a tiefling and a satyr walking by.
Hey, little boy, have you happened to see a stringy-haired dwarf run by here?
And
Beady eyes.
The kid kind of steps back when you talk to them. But again, not really a fear, just in shock. And then pulls its hand out of its mouth. You can see like the string of saliva. Wipes it on its tunic. It says, mm-hmm. Nods his head.
There he goes. Oh, thanks. That's awesome. Which way did he go?
Is he a bad man?
I wouldn't. I don't know.
He looked bad. He had a mad gleam in his eye.
Yes, the one I'm looking for.
Yeah. He went over there.
Point.
And he points. The saliva-covered finger glints in the moonlight. And points to what looks like a sally port in the wall. But there's like some wagons and stuff, and there's like a door built into the wall. Wooden door.
Did he go through the door, or is he hanging out by the wagons? Hiding in the wagons.
I think he went through the door.
Sorry, I was muted again. And then I'll take out a copper from my corn purse and toss it to him as I run towards the door to exit. And, and as I'm going out, I will kind of glance into the wagon.
Does the coin bounce off the kid's chest, land on the ground, and then when the kid goes to pick it up, you kick him in the ass?
Nah.
That's from the movie Yellowbeard. That's what he does. Thanks, kid. Yeah. Kid goes to pick it up. He kicks him down the stairs.
Thanks, kid.
Anyway.
Sideways glance out in the wagons. I'm not really looking. I just want to.
Okay. You make your way through, and when you get to the door, you can see that it does have a heavy latch on this side, like a heavy bar, which is not barred.
Okay.
Like it's been unbarred.
Okay. Well, yeah. So something did win there. All right. Let's open it and check out what's on the other side.
Okay.
And I do want to kind of open it and just kind of look around.
You open it, and it's like, like a sally port. It's actually like a room. It's a place where troops could can kind of gather and go in and out. And you can see that across this small room, quite small room anyways, it's the thickness of the wall, that there is another door kind of similar to this one, heavily barred again from the inside. But in between that door and you is just like out of a Hoard of the Dragon Queen, the Sallyport, how it's like just loaded with crates and barrels and stuff, just junk. There's old broken furniture, and it looks like a couple old pole arms and just junk. And there's a dwarf in there just throwing shit aside, trying to get his way to the door.
Calm down, the dwarf.
And when he hears you open it, say that, he kind of turns around with the start, and and you can see he's wearing like studded leather armor, and he has a couple hand axes on his belt, a cloak. Currently, the hood is down.
Does he have a wicked gleam in his eye?
He is a stringy black-haired dwarf with a mad gleam in his eye.
Calm down, Mr. Dwarf. We chased away the bugbears. Come join me in the pub for a pint.
When you say that, he kind of you can tell just in the shape of his shoulders that he relaxes, and he takes a couple of big deep breaths, and he's like, I thought they were chasing me.
May have been, perhaps. Perhaps may have been. But they're gone now. They've been chased away. We have one of them prisoner if you'd like to interrogate him. Suddenly I'm English. I don't get it.
I would.
Oh, well then follow me, Master Dwarf.
And you can see that wicked gleam shines.
Could I get your name?
They call me...
Mad-Eye?
They call me Oscrin.
Oscrin. Well,
that's spelled Assgrin. Oscrin Buttcrack.
I'm Nicodemus, priest of Bacchus. And after a good fight, I always need a pint. Bacchus.
So you know your ale, then?
I have, laddie, and I've had many a fine share. I've even had a keg of the finest stuff from, what was that place that only dwarves could go? The Old Meat? No.
Ironmaster.
Yeah, Ironmaster.
Had a keg of the finest Ironmaster had to offer after we chased away Frost
Ironmaster
in Curse. Yeah. After we chased away Rufy. You may have heard of me. I'm the one who slew Rufy, the Frost Giant Queen.
Oh.
As their leading assault on Bryn Shander.
No, Bryn Shander. And he looks at you again. And he says, well, let's get out of this dusty spider hole.
Aye, that.
And he like kicks a crate out of the way. A bunch of stuff goes, he walks towards the door. And he's like... And then he sees the tiefling outside, Far Eye.
Yeah.
And he says, you can see.
Oh, don't worry about him. He's with me.
So you're in Bryn Shander, an Ironmaster.
We were.
You made it south before winter flew.
Yeah. But searching for warmer climes. On our way to Neverwinter. You ever been there?
No, I haven't. Roll an insight.
I'm good on insight. Boom. Well, better when I don't roll so low. Total of 11.
I got a 22.
Yeah, that seems like a needless lie.
Uh-huh.
To you, Far Eye. Seems like a needless lie. You don't know why he's lying, but yeah, it's just needless. It sounds like, why would he say he's never been to Neverwinter? Like, why? And he's like, so you're...
Yeah.
What brought you south? As you guys are walking back, what brought you south?
Don't like the cold. Don't grow good grapes up there. On our way to see a wizard, too. I'm off to see the wizard. The wonderful wizard of because.
Of all the
Wonderful
wonderful
Wizard of
things he does.
Oz.
Yes. Anyway, what the?
What brings you here,
adventure have
friend?
you had with Frost Giants as we're heading up to the pub or ale or whatever? I want to sit him at a table with an ale before I actually start really questioning him.
Well, he does. To get to like the ale house, the tavern house, you guys do have to like come to like where the Silence and the bugbear is laying tied up. And he does approach the bugbear. And
Hey, everyone, I found this wolf.
unless anyone stops him, he just pulls out one of his hand axes and he just sinks him in the head of the bugbear.
Yeah.
Unless he wants you to do something.
I'd like grab his hand or something. Like, whoa.
Okay.
Garl would
Yeah, you can tell that's his total intent.
Garl would jump in between the bugbear and the oncoming hefty blade.
I just try to grab his hand or something. Like, whoa, buddy, he's no threat.
He's a hand axe in each hand, and one of them looks quite nice.
How nice.
Would you say?
Like uncommonly nice.
Does it glow blue when orcs are? Are we talking first stage, Numenorian make? What?
I don't know. I didn't get the reference.
We're
So,
talking about a dirty dwarf that's trying to hide its tracks.
Yeah.
It's a magical.
Do we have that bounty sketch that we got?
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Well, if we do have it, don't show it to him.
I'm just asking because I remember they gave us one, but I don't remember if we who.
He might hear me, Mom.
I just want to get him seated with a frosty mug in his hand before I ask him about it. I'm not saying I want to turn it in or anything, or even anything. I just want his side of the story. Because I don't necessarily know if I trust those fuckers who had a bounty for him either, you know? Like, whatever, dude. You know, just because somebody there's a bounty on, you know, hey, just FYI, brother, you can know. What's up with all that?
Do I remember what the bounty was?
Like amount wise?
Yeah.
Or the crimes?
Yeah, what were the crimes?
Well, they don't get into specifics, just general banditry, just general bad guy, just wanted by authorities. They said that those okay. Sir Barrick, right? The one dude who helped you? Guy with the bad cold in Bryn Shander, the guy who Charles was. It says he's looking for him on behalf of what was it? Like the Gauntlet, whatever the fuck they're called. I can't think of it right now.
Order of the Gauntlet.
Order of the Gauntlet. That's who he was on behalf of. And then those two bounty hunters claimed that they were working on behalf of Mirabar, which is like a human and dwarven mining place known for their armor and weapon crafting, and like the number one source of like mithril that comes from Mirabar. A lot of dwarven
to see where he got the axe.
So those guys said that they were from Mirabar.
Okay.
But general crimes. They offered you a reward. Those two did.
Okay.
How much? And what do we got to do? Dead or alive? What?
Well, I don't know if they really specified dead or alive, but it was a considerable amount. I don't remember if they told you. Yeah, they did. They told you. I think it was 5,000. But they're way up. Those two individuals are way up north of Bryn Shander. But like I said they work for Mirba. So.
Hmm.
Yeah, just let me know whenever I get him seated bar with a frosty mug.
Okay. So you guys get like I said, he wants to like basically like finish off the bugbear, but if you guys are pretty much like, hey, look, we know that you're a wanted man. Let's like have a
conversation.
Yeah, a conversation.
Okay.
He will begrudgingly put his hand axes back away, and he gives the bugbear a swift kick as he walks by, but he'll head to the tavern house with you guys. When you guys walk into like around the stables and into the ale hall, the tavern, or whatever you want to call it, the proprietor there, where I said it was like a half ogre.
Oh yeah,
remember?
hey baby, you want to have?
Yeah. Look shocked when you guys all kind of come in together, as if like, is it safe? What's going on? Type thing. Like,
Yeah, we chased him away.
Sees you guys all together with the dwarf, and
apparently frost giant incursions are our specialty.
Well, they've been happening regularly up the coast for the past couple months. Been hearing stories.
Yeah,
something's
did you hear
going on.
How I killed Rufy, the frost giant queen?
He's very proud of that story.
She led an assault on Bryn Shander, and I took her down.
She says, I didn't know you're the one who took her down, but I have heard of Drufy before. She was captaining one of those big ships that they claim to have found.
Not anymore.
Well, something's going on.
Oh, and we chased one of those other big ships off of the towns of the north, and Cloud over here, he put a dampen on it. It's a little worse for the wear.
Word has it that those ships are ancient.
They looked ancient.
This one needs a little more repair now because of Cloud. He needs to force the nature upon it. And it's missing a few crew too.
Nice. So what's going on here with y'all? Looks at all of you as she's pouring drinks. Is everything okay with the animals?
Yeah, the pony's fine.
Well, actually, I never did finish cleaning the stalls with the attack and all, but maybe I should have a quick drink and get back to that.
No, I gotta sit down and have a conversation with us.
Gosh.
Yeah, ponies can wait.
He kind of resignedly sits down, stone-faced.
Now, you know that I've told you before, I'm the one who felled Drufy, so it's best not to try anything stupid around me, but we have it on good authority by people up north that you're a wanted dwarf, and I'm not saying I'm going to turn you in or anything. I just want to hear the story. And I might say, if you do run that Garl here is an expert tracker. Yeah. You're not
and
getting
an
away.
itchy bow finger.
Look.
He can mark you as prey before you got out of the room. You never get away.
He kind of looks around, but his head doesn't move. Just his eyes, just his bad gleaming eyes, just go from one corner of his eye, slow scan to the other, look at all of you. And he says, with a stiff jawed voice, he says, "Look,
as a cleric, I can tell when you're lying. Especially once you've tasted that ale that I just put in your lips. It's the ale of truth."
He looks down at it, smells it,
Cheers.
takes another sip.
That's what makes it so good. You never know.
Tastes like same old ale as ever.
Yeah, pretty good, isn't it?
It'll do.
Now, where were we?
Bad ale is like
That's no deportment.
it's like pizza. Even when it's bad, it's pretty good.
Pizza, pot, and sex. When they're good, they're really fucking good, and when they're bad, they're still pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we gonna do with our hairy friend?
Look, all right. We've all done things. We've all done things. That's all I'm saying. And
yeah, but most things.
Lock 'em
I
up.
just needed
Most
a place.
things.
Hey, I'm gonna keep my nose clean, working. I've been like waiting for things to cool off, and I told some people whom I thought were friends, but clearly someone let out the news because that's what those hobgoblins are trying to get me for the bounty. But chances are I'd be dead. And, well, if I go back to Miramar, chances are I'll either be a dead man or locked up a long time.
Wow, what'd you do in Miramar?
We've all done things.
Yes, but most of the time when people do things, they don't incur a bounty worth 5,000 plus gold.
Really? 5,000?
Yeah,
I wonder why they wanted
turn
me.
yourself in, right?
You can see for the first time he kind of corner as well as kind of grins.
Man, it's
well-
almost turn yourself in, isn't it?
How important is it that you guys know what he did? Because it doesn't say it. Just he's just a criminal.
I really want it.
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Garl could care less.
He looks around. Kind of leans in a little bit. Dwarves really like their precious metals and gems.
Sure, who doesn't?
In Miramar, a lot of people make their money simply by dealing out deeds and claims and tariffs and percentages. Yeah, so I may have acquired some throughout the past. You know, man has to live, gotta drink, and he motions to the mug.
Oh, yeah.
Need
Cheers
to
to that.
eat. And I mean, everyone does it. It's just some get caught, and you know. Oh, they might have murdered 17 people, and
How do you end up might have murdered 17?
Well,
Was it an accident or was it deliberate?
three of
was
them
it
were
your
still alive when I left. But I imagine they would have bled out fast unless they would have got some quick first aid. But there was that burning down of an orphanage, but I still
Didn't
think
even
those
know you
orphans.
did that,
I still think those orphans were up to no good.
Garl,
Were the orphans included in the 17 people that you killed?
No. I don't know how many. I don't know if any orphans died. I only know that the orphanage was set on fire. But I have every reason to believe that those orphans were a threat. Maybe,
So
or maybe
you
it
set
was
the
those,
orphans on
or maybe it
fire.
was those, or maybe it was those mushrooms I ate for breakfast. I don't know.
I say in Inferno to Silence, you really think we shouldn't turn this guy in?
I say infernal back. Possibly.
Garl and thieves
And boy,
camp.
and his
Well-
eyes gleam wickedly when he thinks about the inferno.
Garl and thieves camp will tell the dwarf, tell us some more lies.
So many screams. Pardon? As he kind of
Girl,
comes
talk
out.
to him and see. Can't tell me some more lies.
Oh,
Does it have a recognition to it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just making stuff up.
Doesn't really say that he's
Sorry.
an outlaw back.
I was trying to make him sound despicable, but lovable.
All that crack I sold the kindergartners while the
Yeah. No. You don't sell the kindergartners crack. You get them selling your crack.
Okay.
This way, they don't do real time. By the time they get out, they're still kids.
So, even more important than what you did, what do you plan to do?
Lay low.
Then what?
Well,
Fair enough. How'd the bugbears and the frost giants find out you were here today?
I think I was dumb enough to tell some people that I thought were friends that I was gonna try to lay low here.
And those
Someone must have ratted me out.
people are friends with bugbears and frost giants? You need to make better friends, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, friend, how about since if the word's already out that you're here, probably expect more.
Well, it is now.
Yeah.
And you can see that, like, the half orc
How about you say
owner,
it's
or
Harry?
half ogre owner is really kind of glaring at him that she's been lied to.
How about you come with us south?
And then
I don't know. But it's not safe for you here or them. Best you make way for everybody involved, you and them.
what's the catch?
The catch is that
We get the 5,000 gold.
I don't know. I don't really have it's not safe to travel alone, so I suggest you travel with us because it's safer. And I expect you to help out in case we have more frost giant issues and not run like a bitch like dwarves I know don't do.
Well, this one did.
Yeah. Regain your honor.
There's no honor.
He
in
says,
this-
those
in
bugbears,
this one.
Drink up.
those bugbears, they snuck in. They tried jumping me. And they didn't know I actually speak Goblin.
Oh, do you?
And he says something to you, and he says, like you said, I need better friends.
Carl will look up at the barmaid and say, "What are you doing after work there, Tiny?"
Roll me a charisma of some type,
Charisma or something. Okay.
whether it be a persuasion,
Garl, charisma.
yeah, whatever. Hey, are humanoids your favorite enemy?
Uh,
She's a
not-
half ogre, Anything?
No.
You got anything there? No?
No,
Because
no.
I'd let you add your...
Monstrosities are.
Oh, okay.
But he he got a whopping 2. Well, he charisma modifier +1. He rolled a 1. That's 2.
Oh,
And it doesn't matter what else I got over there that may be applicable. I don't think it would raise it enough to make it worthwhile.
well, she just says, "You're cute, but you're not my type. I like mine tall, dark, and handsome, not tiny, pale, and, well, whatever you are. But thanks for the offer, Shugs. A girl always likes to get a compliment."
Well, you never know. You may enjoy a little mountain climber like me.
Well, if I ever change my mind, I know who to get hold of.
Yes. Okay, Tiny. Your calves are looking mighty good.
Oh yeah, they're like fucking beer barrels.
Yeah, but they're eye level with him. That's all he can probably see at 3 foot.
Real plow pullers.
Climb every mountain. Every dream.
But that's what Garl's doing while they're trying to manhandle this dwarf.
So what do you say, Master Dwarf? Come with us as we leave. Translate any goblin that we may have need of, because apparently no one here speaks goblin. Fight with us, bleed with us. We'll fight and bleed with you, and we'll reclaim your honor that way. Make a name for yourself.
I feel like there's a persuasion check here.
He slowly lets out a breath, and then his eyes look back up, and he says, "How do I know you're not pulling my beard?" How do I know you're not going to turn me in to the first sign of authorities? How do I know you won't kill me in my sleep?
I hold up the thing and say, "Truth ale." Remember? You can take a big sip. Wipe the off my mouth in the back of my hand and be like, "Besides, we could kill you now if we wanted. Remember, I killed Trufy."
He says, "Truth ale," as he takes a big pull and finishes the tankard. He nods. "I don't really see any choice, and I don't have any long-term plans as of right now anyways." He says, "You got yourselves a deal.
And we've
My
just got a
life.
target on our backs.
I don't have a choice when the bargaining chip is my life."
I say, in Inferno, this is a bad idea.
I say back in Infernal, oh well, it'll be fun to see what happens.
In Inferno, 5,000 gold. Just saying.
Yep, and the fun and excitement of running away.
In common then. If you're wanted in this area, then we're moving out of this area, right? So you may be able to find somewhere where you don't need to worry about as much anymore. Assuming you don't do it again, of course.
Yeah, you don't want an even bigger target on you.
Yeah, by the way, no banditry or anything around me. I'll turn you in myself in that case. Just keep your nose clean. Do as I do. Do as we do. And you'll be fine.
cast it in Inferno, and keep an eye on your belongings.
You and yours too.
Garl will say to the rest of the group, have you seen Cloud? Is he all right?
He is Aarakocra. He could be outside on the roof.
Or it could be splayed out on the battlefield that he fought so mightily on, needing our help.
I thought I saw him looking at those bugbears with a knife in his hand. I think he's going to be collecting some eyes.
Okay.
Probably.
I'm actually just reading the NPC right now just to see. Okay. Yeah, he's not a dumb man. You haven't left him with much choice. His mad gleam, when you look, it's also a glint of intelligence and cunning. And he agrees. He says, by the sale, I take your oath, or I take your whatever, your word. He says,
all right, I'm gonna make an insight check because yeah, I want to see if he's telling the truth.
okay.
22.
I don't know how to explain it other than like you're talking about his life. So he
Okay.
really doesn't. He is painted into a corner. He's relieved about it. That like the fact that like, okay, you guys aren't going to kill him. You guys aren't going to turn him in. If you guys are saying, like, he's just as like he's wary, but hopeful, but like, and you know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you think that you feel like you're gonna have to keep an eye on him, so be it, right? But like, what I don't. But he's not. No, I'd rather just try to kill you all now. No, that's not. No, he's like totally willing to work with you guys. Is he gonna lull you guys to a false sense of security? Well, who knows? Isn't that it? Or are you gonna actually see that now? That I don't know. If he's gonna try to take a chance to escape. Well, I don't know. Like, probably.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Yeah.
He'll not,
Probably.
like he said, he's not stupid. He's going to take us out one by one.
Yeah, like I just checked him as an NPC, and he's got like a decent like mentals. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying someone in his position, he'd agree to quite a lot, and with the aspect of possibly trying to take us out separately.
If he was dumb, he'd just be to hell with y'all and throw the mug at you and run out the door. But he's not nearly that dumb.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Yeah.
You guys got him. You guys got him in a position where he doesn't really have much choice, other than to try to trust you guys, and you guys can try to trust him. It's an agreement.
What else is he going to do? He's going to have to leave. Is he going to be by himself, or is he going to be with people who are obviously can handle themselves?
Well, I mean, even that's the thing. How's he going to leave right now?
Yeah.
How's he going to leave? There's like 5 of you to stop him, and everybody knows now. Well, technically everybody, the whole keep would know now that he's a wanted man.
Yeah.
By now.
Well, bartender knows it's over.
Right? Like, yeah, like
he's going to have to leave this area. He's not going to get away from us per se unless he sneaks away at night. But at the same time, why does he have any reason to not trust us?
Right. You guys are saying you're not going to kill him and you're not going to take him into incarceration. Well, even if you said we're going to take you into incarceration, he doesn't really have a choice but cooperate right now.
Yeah.
Even if you say we're gonna put you in shackles and drag you to Miramar, he would still have no choice. He could die, or go along. And you guys are saying like hey, we're actually giving you a chance to like redeem yourself. Well, maybe you guys are bullshitting him, but who knows? At least it's not an
In which
eminent.
case, he may change then.
Yeah.
You know, we'll see.
I really don't see a choice for him in any way because his,
Yeah,
like I said,
fair enough.
his mentals are decent enough. Like really, you got to think of it like, okay, we're not going to kill you. We're not going to turn you in. You just got to come with us. Well, I can
all
either
right.
fight you now and die, or we'll see how it is in the morning. Like,
All right. Do we
I don't know,
still
just the
want
way I see
to
it.
do we still want to interrogate this bugbear?
Not really. Maybe like I'm assuming the guards have like locked him up or something in a cell or whatever.
Yeah,
this
yeah. If you
does.
guys have left it up to the actual militia, yeah, they can put him somewhere safe for now.
Yeah, sure. Just like, hey, take the dwarf with us this time. Like, hey, you know, you can threaten to axe him, but don't actually axe him.
Mhm.
And I want to know, like, how'd you find out that were you here after the dwarves? And yes, I'll insight check the fuck out of that guy. I'm looking him right in the eye.
The bugbear.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. Basically, you find out that the giant found through someone that the dwarf is hiding out there, and that there's a big reward. This giant is actually working on his own. This giant has his own
militia. He's not part of the giant clan. Or
Right.
anything. Just-
Right.
okay.
Yeah, he's just a break off guy who's like, well, if the wording doesn't matter or anything, I'll just do my own thing. And it's like, well, hey, there's potential. He was hoping to claim the reward and use that for more resources and whatever.
Sure.
Makes that was-
sense. Yeah.
The question: did you all expect those goblin chuckers to actually work?
I thought it was funny. I don't know if I expected it to work.
The thing is like with you guys, like, and the wall, I'm like giving you guys cover and disadvantage for the distance. Yeah, it was hard for them to hit. They only get a game mechanic spoiler. They only get a +3 to hit with the goblin chuckers. But it's great though, because there's like mechanics for it. The most hilarious thing is that like, it takes like you need an ogre needs another ogre to help put it on. Otherwise, it takes something like 1d6 hours or something like that to remove it. Like, it's just funny, eh? Like, I just picture this ogre flailing around for like a day trying to get this thing off, eh? Yeah, they're in that's a real adventure thing. That's silly as it is, but the thing is, you could imagine if it could chuck goblins, it could also chuck like flaming kegs of oil and black powder. Oh, can you imagine one of those with your black powder stockpile?
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Rocks.
Then accuracy doesn't matter.
Boom, baby, boom.
Okay, so he kind of has no choice. The one bugbear is locked up somewhere by the militia.
Hey, can we find out from the bugbear where the frost giant and his allies where they dwell, where their lair is, so that we can avoid that place primarily?
Right along the coast somewhere. There's like, let's say there's a series of caves by the coast, on the coast. Because don't remember, it's always like cliffs. It's always like quite extreme cliffs. It's not there's barely any beaches along this coast for like hundreds or thousands of miles in some cases. And you guys are at a place where it's cliffs. That's why you guys are quite inland right now. You guys are like several miles inland from the coast, but along the road. Yeah, it's just someplace that, and I won't even say it's like directly east, but it's just somewhere along the coast, somewhere that giant has made a little stronghold and a small force of its own. And it heard of the goings on, so take advantage of local gossip and whatever. And because honestly, it doesn't go into that. I could make it up, but then you guys will then it just gets fractal. But the giant wanted to use the ransom. It got word of the Weevil, as he's known. Like that he was here. It got word from one of his associates that he had told. And how they have a relationship, I have no fucking idea. Like why someone would go talk to a giant, I have no idea. Maybe he got captured and just was. I have no fucking clue. You'd have to go find him.
He can turn invisible. He probably if he's in any way stealthy, then he probably just overheard it while he was invisible.
And so yeah, the plan was cause a distraction towards the west. The bugbears would climb over the eastern gates and kidnap the Weevil and then take him back. But there was adventurers there that foiled the plan and have the Weevil in their not even custody. What's the word?
In their group.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think of like recognizance.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what's called recognizance. You guys can all go to bed. You guys can either keep a watch on him or get some of the militia to make sure he doesn't try to flee. You guys can all take the benefit of a long rest.
Okay, back with 45 hit points. Need to find some spells. But I'm not going to ask the guard to watch him or anything. Okay. If he bolts, he bolts. If he don't, he don't.
He don't.
Okay.
He don't. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what spell we want for 4th level.
In fact, for dramatic purposes, you go check on him.
And he's not in his room.
And he's
I'm like,
gone.
oh my God. And he comes in from the bathroom or something or gets a cup of coffee. He's like, hey, man, I brought you some coffee.
No.
Oh, thanks.
No, almost.
Okay.
Cot's empty, and you're, oh no, blah, blah. And he's down in the stables doing the stable work.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's doing. It's like therapy animals.
All right.
Well, I
So we
took
wake up
conjure
in-
woodland beings, so now I can have a Seder party with Nicodemus.
Yes! And I can turn into a huge satyr. I'll do the polymorph self into a giant ape, except form of a giant goat man instead of an ape.
Godzilla!
I took death ward, so probably just get cast out on myself every morning. Because why not?
That's a lot of dead air.
Aye.
As far as that, Garl would just be going over, replacing arrows and going over his equipment.
Just before we do go to bed, though, just asking if you want me to send a message to anyone, because I still have sending. I could send it to someone in Brinchander. I could send it to Garl's Sweetness. I could send. I've got 2 spells.
Yes, to her. Send it to her Greenness. A short. I miss you, Greenness. And I just today have sorrowful news. You lost many of your servants by the ogre's hands, slamming them into the wall.
All right. Well,
of Xanathar's keep, or something akin to that.
Yeah. Fuck it, why not?
Hey, gotta stay in touch with my Greenness.
2 Snigbit from 2 Snigbit. And I'd say I really want Garl told me to really. That's less than the word count for her thing. And I say from Garl at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? Eh? And she can reply.
And she says, "My love, I thought you had abandoned me. My heart sings that you reach out. I hope to see you soon."
Okay. I relate that to Garl then.
And Garl will turn to you and say, "Send this to her," and he'll give you a kiss on your lips.
Okay. I don't think I can do that. Sorry.
You're a disappointment.
Just words.
Funny to watch all the same.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
So, anyone else you guys think we should contact? I've got 1 spell slot left, so one more message. I could contact Markham, ask him
Hey, anybody
how
want to contact
Brinchander. Huh?
How about that frost giant and tell him, hey, fuck off, the guy's not here anymore.
I don't think I'm familiar enough with him.
Oh.
I mean, I barely even saw him, so. It's mostly like, is there anyone we met that we want to check in with? Like,
Well, there's Iron Falls there, the leader there. You could say that you got a wild ass dwarf, would you? That doesn't like their ale.
Well, do we want to tell them about a guy that there was a bounty on? Like, if there's a bounty on him, then it must have reached our master right now.
Nah. I won't talk to them about it.
Stir them up.
I mean, heck, if I assume that we're not with the dwarf at this point. I assume he's off somewhere. If we really want to, I could just send a message to some of the merchants to come and pick up this dwarf guy.
Yeah, but we'd have to wait around here for our 5,000.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't want to do that. He's like a piggy bank. We bring him along, and if we need 5,000 or something in between that, we can always turn him on in and grab the money.
And Sirik pipes up. You're still taking me south, though, right?
This?
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
I never said no.
He's like, everywhere we go, there's bleeding giants, though. Everywhere.
That's why we're headed
That's
south.
why we're heading south. You get a holiday from them.
At least the frost giant varieties.
There's nothing wrong with bleeding giants.
No, we don't want.
True.
If you're literal, yeah.
I'm just going to send a message to Markham to tell him, update him on we're nearly out of the area. Like we're with Sirak. Got into a few more encounters with giants, but we're all okay. And how are things there?
Things are moving along. Things are moving along. There hasn't been any more giant attacks up here.
Okay.
Although Ice Claws has been causing some mischief since winter's hit.
Ice Claw, that's the dragon, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
All
fuck.
right.
Why not? We could take a dragon, right?
Well,
Me.
just her usual
Maybe.
mischief, like just up to her usual mischief when winter comes, right? Like,
If it's usual, there's nothing to be worried about.
yeah, pretty much. It's just
Yeah. All right. I relay all this to the party then.
don't forget, like I said a long time ago, Ice Claws like considers like 10 towns like basically part of her territory, right? It's,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to demolish it because it's hers. So she's just been hunting. Maybe picking off. Maybe some hunters have gone missing. Maybe someone's caribou herd or reindeer herd, whatever they call them.
All right. I relay that to the party then.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I assume we go to bed and we wake up the next morning.
Like I said, the Weevil isn't in his cot because he's working in the stable in the morning.
Yeah.
Goes down to do his chores one last time. One last time. Plus everything will be like your horse will be hooked up.
I'm glad we'll go through the motions of planting another giant seed in this city.
Okay. Where? Any place in particular?
Oh, the center of town.
Okay. So like right near the keep itself. Like
Yep.
the main
And we're
Castle
going
keepy
with
thing.
pumpkins this time.
pumpkins. Okay. There is like rudimentary flower beds. Like kind of raised flower beds that made out of stone. But you can see like right now things are pretty are pretty dormant at this point. But when you are you planting a seed or a giant seed?
A giant seed.
Remember a giant. Okay, so you put in like this pumpkin seed that like fits in the palm of your hand. You put it in the ground, and you bury it, and you can feel the spark of life in it. You can feel the life potential in it.
Taking that 8 hours to cast plant growth on the area.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Well, bye.
I'll wait until after he's done that to cast Death Ward on myself then, because otherwise it'll be out. It'll be out by the time we're leaving.
By the time you're done, there's like cottage-sized pumpkins and vines and leaves like the size of like bed sheets, and like vines as thick as a man's leg growing all throughout this area, and no one minds a bit.
What's the capital of 10 towns?
It is Bryn Shander.
Bryn Shander.
I wonder what Bryn Shander looks like by now.
And Bryn Shander, it's all full out winter as well up there. So I don't know. I'd have to do some heavy duty thinking to know what it's like exactly.
I think I planted wine grapes in Bryn Shander.
Mm-hmm. They might just be dormant till spring. I don't know. I'd have to think. Because like I said, it's winter. It's winter.
we leave, right? Or is there anything else we want to do here?
If you guys want to get any supplies and stuff like that, like you want to replenish arrows, anything in the player's handbook, like for like basic gear, you can pretty much buy here at cost.
Oh, buy.
So if you want to buy like arrows or tools of some type, or I don't know, candles, whatever you want to buy, can just player's handbook prices.
Okay, Gar will buy 2 more quivers.
And you can. And it's not like walking into a shop. There is, especially with arrows and stuff like that, you get directed to one of the lieutenants in the militia who is authorized to go into the armory to get that, and there's an exchange of coins made with him, and then it goes to like the treasurer, secretary, and so on. And same thing with other provisions.
I guess there's not. Hang on. I guess there's no. Actually, never mind. I've not got enough strength yet. Point mail, but I've only got 14 strength. So.
Yeah. It's like you said, you can get pretty much anything here at cost. It's just purchased strangely, right? Like if you need boots, you're literally pointed to a cottage to someone who like makes boots, or like
There's a
pardon me?
cobbler.
Yeah. Like it's just, but it's not even a shop, right? It's straight cottage industry, like literal cottage. Like there is no, like I said, it is a settlement, but it's not like storefronts and stuff. It's much more rustic, but you can get anything you want, just pay for it as cost. And
pick up a longbow and some arrows.
Yeah, at cost, yep. And a quiver I don't remember the costs offhand. I also recently reread, just for the heck of it, the free basic rules, because they're always being updated and errata modified as well. Are they ever good? The basic rules, like a person, those are like the best thing to read it for like a refresher of just everything. It's such a nice summary of the game. Like
Arrows are 1 gold piece.
For 20?
Yes.
Cloud has a lot of money and diamonds.
And the quiver is the same cost.
There you go.
Would I be able to find stuff for my herbalist kit?
Yes.
Cool.
Again, you're literally pointed to a cottage, and you go to a cottage where you can see automatically from outside, like the eaves, there's like plants hanging upside down by the roots, and large braids of bulbs like garlic and onion that are braided into thick, heavy ropes and strung under the eaves to keep dry and cool. Planters with some low or late growing herbs still as green tufts in, and when you're there, out steps a one-legged man with white hair and a pot belly, and he has one leg and a crutch, and he's actually like hanging some looks like he has like a basket with like a big long rope of garlic woven together, and he's hanging it up in the rafters to finish drying. And he sees you approaching, and he kind of steps back on his crutch and smiles agape when he sees this strange avian figure land nearby and approach. He's, well, Matt. He looks at you curiously.
And Cloud will just turn his head to the side and repeat it back to him. Well met.
Something I can help you with? Are you looking for herbs? Garlic? I have some vegetables, but you'd have to go down to the cold cellar. I can't climb that ladder.
And Cloud is looking for seeds and, I guess, things to heal or poison.
Come. He motions you into the cottage, where as soon as you go in, there's even more stuff hanging from the rafters and shit inside, and on the walls, and baskets and shelves and clay containers and wooden boxes and clay jars, and just everywhere. Like everywhere. There's even like a little table that you would assume that he would eat his meals at. Even that's just covered. There's like 2 stools, and one of the stools is even covered with like boxes and pans and pots and baskets, and just everywhere. And the whole place just smells like a regular spice shop. And there's a small stove with a low fire. You can feel it throwing off some warmth, and there's some plants hanging above some roots hanging above the stove to dry out.
And Claude will go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, and Claude is going to put 2 diamonds down on the table, and then he's just going to literally start stacking things up as he goes to take them all, as much as he can carry, until he gets stopped at least.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much as much as you can carry. Go for it.
And then when Claude returns to the group, he's now a polar bear, a familiar polar bear, carrying way too much stuff.
Just baskets. Like, he'll even help you if you like ask for assistance to a polar bear. He'll even, like, you know how they like drape the like packs on animals, right? They'll do that with the baskets. You'll have baskets on both sides tied over your back.
Oh yeah, I want to look loaded down.
Yeah. To the point where you've got like gunny sacks of turnips and potatoes, even. And carrot. You have one of turnips, like a 50-pound bag of turnips, a 50-pound bag of potatoes, and a 50-pound bag of carrots. Included.
We have a wagon.
Yeah. We start unloading Cloud into the wagon.
Once Cloud gets back to the wagon, he's gonna go take some carrots and start feeding all the animals that he can on the way.
You know, we could turn that potatoes into vodka.
I'm pretty sure with
any horse, goat, sheep, pig, cow, anything loves the carrot or potato or even a turnip. Love them. Like there's no question.
Should we get on the road again?
Okay. You guys.
What time of day is it? After all this, or night?
Well, if Cloud wanted, if you guys wanted to get your long rest, and then Cloud wanted to cast that spell, it would either be like
I could cast it before we take the long rest.
Okay. That
I guess so.
better.
Yeah, if you could do that, then that works good. So you guys can pretty much leave anytime you want. You can leave anywhere. Before sunup, after sunup, crack at noon.
Would we catch a boat somewhere sometime?
You're supposed to catch one? Well, yeah, that's
boat.
yeah. Luskin is pretty much your next stop, and that's where. That's like the next big harbor city. Or harbor city.
Now Luskin will be a harbor for the big frost giant boats to come in.
I would have to do a quick geography lesson on myself, but basically Luskin is like a city on opposite banks of a river. Right? So like I said, running north and south. On the west side, you have the ocean. On the east side, you have the mainland. Well, that coast, for like the main part, is cliffs. There's only points where it breaks down to the shore. I mean, these cliffs are hundreds of feet high in places.
Where the bouncing red ball is Luskin.
Yeah. And Luskin,
I see him,
is where the river pours out. Almost like Baldur's Gate to the south, but Baldur's Gate is only on one side of the river. But where the river pours out, half of the city is on one side, half the city is on the other. There's some islands in the middle. You guys know Luskin is like known as like the city of sails, the city of ships. Okay, now you want me to describe Luskin? Think pretty much Scotland. I mentioned before that like Luskin has the ships. I don't mean literal ships. It's almost like teams or gangs. Think of it as your clans, right? So there's five different ships in Luskin. All the leaders of each ship are the leaders of the city who all try to work together. There's a ranking. There's a lot of politics. There's a lot of if you work in the city, if you live in the city, you work and you live for one of the ships. So it's very much like the clans, and they are or were. Luskin was also like a barbarian community a long time ago. So think Vikings. They used to pillage. They would plunder and pillage and go to war until eventually they got rich enough. But it's still all about clan and ship and even pillage and war. They try not to pillage and war allies. That's why, for one thing, like basically they don't attack like. I shouldn't say that they don't attack other Sword Coast City ships, because they do. They are known, like Luskan ships are known to like they do lawful trade, but they will also like once in a while someone might plunder a Waterdeep ship or something. You know, like shit happens because Luskan is not part of the Lord's Alliance, but they're still somewhat civilized. But it's very Scotland-esque in the fact that the ships represents the clans, and they were like a Viking people, a pillaging, plundering people, which they still are. The Navy is very important, whether it be shipping or fishing or piracy, whatever, privateering. It's known as like the city of sails or whatever. And I don't know. Luskan is not very far away. I don't know if it's a day's travel, 2 days travel, whatever. I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but it is like the next civilized spot. You guys?
Let's go with 2 days. I like 2 days.
Okay. Let's give a little bit of player agency if there's anything that you guys want to happen on the trip.
I'd like to talk to the dwarf guy and try to build up a rapport with him.
Okay.
Spend my time
Roll
doing
me charisma persuasion. Because of the Ale of Truth.
you know. Total 12.
Which he almost insists about, right? Whenever you start talking heavy, he always says, like, are you going to bring out the Ale of Truth?
Sure, if you want some.
So you can roll with advantage.
Either a 12 or 18. There you go.
Because the Ale of Truth, I can't help but see work on a dwarf. So you are trying to build rapport. He
just
even if you guys are suspicious, he doesn't try to make a break for it. In between fart. Where were you guys? Just at Xanthal's Keep or whatever they call it. And Luskan, he doesn't try to make a break for it. Farai, you might be thinking like, well, really, if you escape here in the wild or just in the wild, maybe he's going to try to get lost in Luskan or something.
Possible.
Yeah.
It is possible.
Cloud will turn into a animal, probably a bear, and get his scent, just in case.
Okay. Good. You do that. You got his scent. You totally got his scent.
So Quiet turns into that bear, goes right up to him, goes.
Eventually. Oh, yeah.
Like
I said, if you got 2 days of traveling, you can. You can spend as much time in bear form as whatever allows. That would be cool. Just this big bear trotting alongside. The horse doesn't even seem to care. The horse intuitively knows that it's the druid.
This horse has been with us for a while this time, hasn't it?
This time, yeah. Anybody else want to take any player agency? Because it's already coming up to time here. I may as well just call her before we really get heavy into it. Anybody have any more player agency? Before you guys get into Luskan? On the distance, on the horizon. You guys...
all Garl would do is be thinking in the back of his head about his greenness, and that he accomplished the strengthening that bond and alliance with that sweet little message.
It absolutely by from what far I said, it sounds like it absolutely did. Like, because it's been like several weeks right now,
Yeah.
at least several weeks. So, for you to actually like contact her magically, that like would add a significance to the whole event that wasn't there before the sending spell. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Would it be like going to summer camp and then you go home and then weeks later you get a letter from one of those kids? Right?
Yeah.
That'd be like, whoa, that's an actual fucking relationship
'Cause-
we're developing.
Yeah,
That's the way I see it.
I would have suggested earlier, like, because when we met Stigma, I didn't have to, so it's like, I couldn't do it while we were there, but I thought I may as well suggest it to see if Carl was interested.
Well, either way, it's still pretty cool. It adds
and I
it
would be
adds
happy
something.
yeah.
It adds
Sorry.
something happening behind the scene that's like I like. It's just neat because
And
do you know what I mean? It's a story thread behind the scene that's still alive. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's
At the end of the night, on our last night before we call it, Cloud will summon a bunch of satyrs so Nicodemus can have his party.
oh
hell-
my god.
We will. There will be no more ale left.
Yeah.
There's all the rotten dog.
I can't
Oh,
even
my.
imagine that. That would be crazy.
I'm alright with having a bit of a party then. That's fine.
And
Pat even that away.
they're like actual satyrs. Like I figure a summoning with good creatures means this. They are called for a purpose. And that call kind of goes out like mass text. And those who want to volunteer can. Right?
Yeah,
If it's like
makes sense.
if you're like just a satyr and you're like, oh, I'm fetching water or whatever, you're not just gonna blink, you're gone. Right? It's you have a task, you're doing something or whatever. But if you're like going, man, the call goes out, okay, we're fighting a bunch of ogres, we need help. And back in the Feywild, there's like some satyr who's like, fuck, I'm so mad right now. And then you get a call. Come.
Let's go kill some ogres. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I actually was kind of picturing it more like back in college when you had that one line that stretched out to all party time, and then you're swamped up at your room or over at your frat hall with the crowd just rolling on in.
Right. You see, same thing. It's just the message. And in this specific case, that is it. Cloud casts it, and that's exactly what it says. Party. So if they get summoned just for a party, you're going to get the guys who fucking just want to party. You know what I mean? You don't get the guys show up, oh, where's the fight? Oh, never mind. We're going to have a drink. Oh, okay. Right. You call the guys who are like ready to party.
So we have a party for that hour. Yeah.
You guys party so hard, even the horse is drunk. Is hungover.
Now I'm gonna have to find some more ale.
Like there is not a drop of liquor left by morning. You guys are so terribly hungover. So terribly hungover. That the next time we play, we might even get everyone to roll to see how hungover everyone is. Because there's no choice. Even if you're like, I'm not partaking, there's no choice. They're like pinning you down and making you like butt chug it, right?
Chug.
Yeah, there's no, you got no, I can't see you wasting a summon creature spell or summon whatever spell, wild whatever spell to get a bunch of satyrs just to have a party without it being like, yeah, it's like having like, oh my God.
You get caught
it's like
up
having
in
the Hell's Angels show up.
You get caught up in the euphoria of it and just drawn in like the sirens of the sea. to your
Totally.
destruction.
And even the last one to break is silence. However, she gets pulled in by the music because
Not sure
everybody's
about the
playing
drink,
pipes.
but I really like the music.
Well, but like I said, but eventually, because of the music, you're like, yeah, okay, I'll have one, and then you get talked into another one, and there might have been something extra in that second one because you had a third and fourth one. By the fifth one, you're just getting handed stuff, right? So yeah, so.
Oh my God, GBA.
Next time we begin, we'll even roll to see how hungover it is. I'll even get the horse to roll and the NPC. Everyone will roll.
I think
because there has to be consequences of having a wagon full of beer and a summoning satyrs. There has to be consequences for that.
I'll take my.
How many satyrs does Conjure almost conjure?
Oh. Do you know?
What's the challenge doing?
4.
All right.
Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Because
that's every other humanoid gets a satyr. Everybody gets a satyr.
And then about a little bit energy. Hey girl, you want to send another message to Snakebit?
Drunk call her?
Nope.
Drunk booty call.
Garl's too busy trying to talk the satyr into climbing up on his shoulder so we can have chicken fights.
Oh, no problem. Yep. Before you finish the sentence, they're lifting you up. Because they can ram and butt heads together at the same time. Which sends you flying forward.
I forgot what I was saying there. Oh yeah. I want another drink.
And the reason we'll roll it next time is because some of you might sober up as you're walking hungover. And
Not
it's
me.
actually the NPC dwarf. It's actually the Weevil. I'll tell you his real name. I'll post it later.
Yeah.
No, Warvel is his real name. Warvel the Weevil is his nickname. He points it out. He says, like, when you guys will soon be approaching Luskin and stuff like that, right? Like he's like, it won't be far or whatever. And shortly after that, in the distance, you guys could see in the direction of where Luskin still is, like the city is still way out of sight. But you can see a column of smoke.
Oh my God.
Column of smoke rising high into the sky and then dispersing at the stratosphere. And we'll begin there next week.
Luskin's on fire. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oof. What a
All
party.
right. I hope you guys roll high enough that you're not drunk.
No, I will be.
There.
All right.
That was cool. I didn't realize that you could stream right to YouTube from Zoom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all you got to do is just set it on up. You can do that.
That's awesome.
So we're streaming there, and plus I'm recording. I'm recording at the same time down on the my computer, so I can upload that.
Yeah. Cool.
So
cool.
regarding the next few weeks, I'm not going to be able to make it again.
Next 3 weeks. What is next week?
I won't be able to make it again until until January.
That's more.
Whoa. That's more than 3 weeks, dude.
I said next few weeks. I said.
Oh, a few weeks. I thought you said 3.
It did sound like 3.
Huh. Well, so are you sad then?
Hmm. Yeah, a little bit. I'm enjoying it. So, and if you guys keep playing, you'll probably finish by January.
What could we possibly do to accommodate your schedule? Like, is everyone written in stone at the? Like, I have to admit, this time works for me, but what day doesn't really matter. But this time works for me.
I mean,
Like my time, 1 to 4:30. Well, think about it, and maybe. No, I can't hear.
If you'd be willing to do any day, I could.
Let's see. I'll take it off live. We don't need to stream